Hi my friends, it's Bella and welcome to my thought for Sunday. Most of you know me, I do a little extra video on a Sunday and it's just about my thoughts for the week. It may be sometimes beauty related, it's maybe sometimes, problems and so forth, all different topics. But it is very loosely related to a scripture in the Bible. But as I've said, every week it's very loosely. Okay, so I just wanted to speak about the current situation with the virus that is threatening to be a pandemic in our world. I will put the name of the virus across the top because I won't pronounce that properly. And how much fear it's causing people. I listen to the radio an awful lot. I listen to different stations, news stations and chat stations. And people's attitudes are so different about this virus. We've got people that are saying, oh, how ridiculous, it's no more than ordinary flu. And, maybe they're right. I don't know enough about it. I don't think anybody knows enough about it. But there's a lot of people saying it's no more than ordinary flu. And you've got other people who are absolutely terrified, who are bulk buying, who are frightened to leave their house, who are frightened to pick the post up. So you've got people on either end of the scale. Okay, so how do I feel about it myself? Well, I'm going about my life normally, but then I'm home a lot anyway, so I had that advantage. I wouldn't go or put myself in really crowded situations, so I certainly wouldn't go to any football matches, not that I do, or concerts or anywhere, where there's a mass gathering of people. Now I live in the north of England, as most of you know, and my children live down south. And the only way that I can get to my children and them to me is through London. That's all the transport. Whether I take a city bus or whether I take a train, I have to go through London. So I'm going down for a little while to cover the school holidays. And, my daughter phoned up and said, Mum, let me pick you up. I'll drive you down because they don't want you waiting in Victoria Station or Euston Station or anywhere where there is a mess. And I see that as sensible. If you go out anywhere, wash your hands. I see that as sensible. But I'm personally not panicking at the moment. But there are those that are. And how should we be treating them? It's a very fearful thing. If you listen to the news, I don't know if it's being overly exaggerated. We don't know. None of us know. But I know it's a very nasty virus. And I know that there's a lot of people that are awfully scared. And I don't want to say to anyone, oh, for goodness sake, and so many people are doing this, and you hear it in the wireless, and you hear it talking, to other people. Oh, for goodness sake, what's all the fuss about? Don't. And I get that. I truly understand that there's people that feel like that. And, that's great for their confidence that they feel like that. But there's other people that are terrified. So however we feel, let's have a little kindness and concern and comfort for the people that are terrified. And there really are. The word pandemic is being, blasted about everywhere, and nobody really knows what's happening. You've got professionals coming on, you've got scientists coming on all the wireless all the time, you've got, people giving mathematical equations of how fast it's going to grow, and it's we don't know. Nobody knows. We just know that so far there isn't an antidote so far. Now here in England, we have had our first, it's 29th, I'm filming this, is the 29th of February. we have had our first person-to-person case where someone has got it that has never left the UK. So it's actually come into the country and then someone spread it to someone that's never left the UK. So now it's going to be spread. I should imagine that it's going to spread that way. So obviously common sense tells us to be as careful as we can. Wash our hands, don't go to any unnecessary places, and do whatever we can. If we find any symptoms of anything, to phone the correct lines to get the correct help, whatever country you're in, there will be phone lines for everywhere. But also to try and understand, especially some of the older people, some of the people with young children or people with weakened immune systems, they're scared. They're really scared because nobody really knows what it is. And I think what I wanted to say in my video is not to sort of tell you about the virus, because I think everybody in the world knows about that now, but just to understand that if you are confident, you know that this thing will be beaten in no time, it's no more than seasonal flu or however you feel, and you're probably right. Please, I would love everyone just to be able to be kind to those people that are really panicking, that are really frightened, because the media does all sorts of things in every subject, doesn't it? So we don't know, is it blown up, isn't it blown up, or what do we know? We still don't know enough about it. So I'm not here to sort of say about the news or anything, because I don't know myself, but just to try and let's be kind to the people that to us seem illogical. Maybe they do, maybe you think, oh my goodness, what all the panic's about, I can't understand it. But that's not helping that person, because that person, whoever you're referring to, is scared, is really scared and feared for maybe their life, their children's life, because so much panic has been put out there. So all I would ask today is that we all think about, we feel different about it. And there's different minds. People are scared, people are not scared, but let's try and understand each other. Let's work on that understanding, because there's something we can do. We can't stop anything. If it's going to be a pandemic, it's going to be. We can do our very best to limit it, but we can't stop it. But what we can help and we can do personally is just try to understand that some people are so frightened, and kind of let's be there for them and lift the attitude and not have the attitude of, oh, you're overreacting, or oh, here we go again, you always overreact to something, because that person's really scared, and there's a lot of scared people, certainly in my country, and I'm sure around the world. So I don't know how the virus is going to pan out. None of us do, and I'm certainly not here to sort of say what's going to happen there, because I haven't got a clue. But I would love to see, my hope that I can do is to understand the people that are really, really frightened, and to try and support them as much as we can without a haughty, don't be ridiculous kind of attitude. So I hope that came across okay, guys. I always know what I mean, but I never know if I get it out there properly. Okay, so thank you for being with me here today. Please give me your thoughts below. It really means a lot to me when you comment on all my videos, but my Sunday videos, because I love to know your thoughts and your ideas, and if you can see where I'm coming from, or if you understand where I'm coming from, and I love to, for us to interact with that. So thank you so much for being here. I will see you again in my next video. Take care of yourself. God bless, guys. Bye. Bye.